Hello, I'm Travis Leonard, and today I will be discussing elements of the Environmental Management Plan. We will be discussing the topic of the plan, the plan's stakeholders, its vision statement, and its overarching goals. The topic of this plan will be focused on turkeys as a nuisance animal in the Mohawk Valley. Many people may be wondering, what really nuisance can turkeys be? If you have lived around them before, you may know, but for others, there are several complaints that come in annually about them due to property destruction and other events. These types of events are one of the main reasons this is an important topic, including improving the turkey's population and engaging with residents to what it is to be a good ambassador to wildlife management and do their part in these management efforts. So when it comes to stakeholders, there are a few that really have their quote dog in the fight as referenced in the Pitfalls of Adaptive Management by Aurelio Pata 8. These will consist of primarily the farmers and ranchers around the Mohawk Valley's 115,000 acres. Many of these turkeys make their way onto the properties in the rural areas, causing damages to crops and structures on the property, as well as gaining access to food sources that were meant for domesticated farm animals, where they both eat and defecate in the food, making it unusable for its intended purpose. Hunters are also a stakeholder. This area draws in hunters from all over the state to harvest the turkeys. If we let this natural resource be taken away because they're a nuisance, then hunters will be forced to go elsewhere or decide it's not worth it for them to hunt anymore. According to a 2019 article published by Outdoor Life magazine, in Oregon there has been a 15% decrease in hunters since 1960. This is the opposite of what we would like to see. This also corresponds to local businesses. As the Oregon Department of Fish and Wildlife states, the 2003 season of turkey hunters spent more than $11 million in the sport during that season. Urban residents also become stakeholders as turkey populations creep into residential areas. This could also lead to turkeys being killed due to excessive complaints about property damage. A 2013 ABC article details the property damage as turkeys scratching the paint from residents' vehicles and building nests on top of their houses. At the time, the local authorities had no choice but to have the animals killed using an emergency hunting permit. With regards to a vision statement for this plan, creating partnerships to maintain a diverse environment for our future generations, which should inspire those that work with the management plan. This is looking to ensure that turkeys are still around for those who want to enjoy them in the future, but also the fact that they do help create an ecosystem diversity that include other wildlife as well as plants. Outside of the wildlife aspect, it also makes for great community partnerships and open communication for other wildlife or habitat plans to be put in place. Finally, the goals of this program are simple. It is intended to keep the population of turkey in the valleys at a sustainable level and increase the populations. Since these turkeys are non-native to the area, they had to be introduced, and according to the Oregon Department of Fish and Wildlife, they were introduced in 1975, and it has been a success. Management plans like this one are important to keep that story successful. This is also a goal to keep recreational hunters coming to the area as previously discussed. It is also imperative to reduce the number of conflicts between people and these turkeys. Keeping the flocks away from private property and roads can keep the issues at a minimum. By using methods like trapping and netting the turkeys, they can be relocated far away from these areas where they can cause less damage or no damage at all. This will reduce the harm to the animals and to personal property. A number published by Oregon Department of Fish and Wildlife stated that more than $25,000 of damages per year are from turkeys across the state, and that is with only 35% of the state having turkey habitat. Overall, this plan is to keep the turkeys in mind, but also play the importance with the relationships of the stakeholders and their willingness to help manage the asset instead of destroying it, and keeping the turkey as a sustainable natural resource for many years to come.